Good evening, everyone. My name is Heath Haskins. I'm the hypnotist. I'm back over here in the WOC lounge, and I've got two volunteers who said that they'd like to try hypnosis. I'm a little bit skeptical for one of them, but that's okay. So, before we get started, I'm going to explain hypnosis and kind of remove some of the mysticism. Hypnosis is not magic. There's no mysticism involved. There's nothing special. You actually go into this state every night before you go to sleep and every morning just before you wake up. The human mind can only go into four places. This is alpha, beta, theta, and delta, and these are the different brain waves that you can go into. Alpha is extremely awake. It's 180 cycles per second, and you can imagine this as being in the middle of a big city, 7-lane traffic, rush hour. You're in the far left-hand lane, and you need to get over to the right-hand lane in less than half a mile. You're gripping the steering wheel, you're signaling, you're looking in your mirrors, you're extremely awake. Beta. Beta is about 80 cycles per second. You can imagine this as getting down to 2-lane traffic. It's light traffic. You can turn on the radio, you can relax, you can look around at the scenery. This is the normal state of the mind. If you're not asleep, you're in this state. Delta. Theta. Theta is that weird, dreamy state. And it's the state just before you go to sleep, just before you wake up. It's about 15 to 20 cycles per second. This you can imagine as going down a road that you've been down 1,000 times. And it's been a long day. You're just thinking of how good it's going to be to get home. And you missed your turn. Why did you miss a turn that you've taken 1,000 times? Your subconscious and your conscious mind separated for just a moment, and your subconscious mind took over driving. Consciously, you were thinking about something else. It's the same reason you forget, you walk into a room and you forget what you went in there for. It's the same reason just before you go to sleep, you hear a loud noise, but it turns out to be like the slightest, but it sounded like a shotgun going off and you jerk awake. That's actually called a hypnic jerk. Delta is sleep, and it's 8 cycles per second, but I'm not going to get into it because we don't do sleep. I do hypnosis, and it's going to be theta state that I'm going to be taking you into. So with all of this in mind, you can't get stuck in hypnosis. If you are on a laptop, please make sure that your power is plugged in, and if you have a screensaver on, make sure that it's not going to go off on you. So if you'd like to participate, go ahead and take your hands, place them together just like this, out in front of you, interlocking the fingers nice and tight. Good. Make sure that your palms are pressed. Bring that up to 90 degrees right in front of you. Good. Take your index fingers, place them directly up just like this. Now in just a moment I'm going to ask that you separate your fingers and begin to focus and concentrate on the gap in between your fingers. Don't look at me. I need you to focus on the gap. Go ahead and separate your fingers now. And as you begin to stare at that gap, I'd like for you to imagine both of your fingers have just become extremely powerful magnets. And you're going to feel those magnets beginning to pull closer and closer and closer together. And as they pull closer and closer, just relax, listen to my voice, and allow the fingers to begin to come closer and closer and closer together. Now, you can smile. This is an awkward feeling. As they get closer, they will eventually touch, and as they touch, just allow them to stick. The moment they touch, allow them to stick. Good. As they stick tighter and tighter and tighter, just allow them to continue to stick. Feel those fingers getting closer and closer and closer. Now, inside your mind, as they get closer, 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 faster, closer, 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 until they eventually touch. Good. Now imagine that those fingers are starting to bind, that all your fingers are starting to stick, clasp tighter and tighter. Feel your palms beginning to stick and press tighter and tighter and tighter now. Allowing the fingers to come closer and closer and closer. Allowing everything to begin to stick, stuck in place, closer, as if somebody's super glued them in place, closer, as if somebody's bound your hands, stuck your hands, as if it's been carved out of a single piece of wood, tighter, 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 closer, closer, closer. Good. Continue to concentrate and focus on your fingers. Listen to my voice. You could try to pull your hands apart, and you'll find the harder you try, the more they will stick. The harder you try, the more they will stick. Go ahead and try now. Try and pull them apart. You can laugh, you can giggle as they stick tighter, tighter, tighter. Good. Take a deep breath, relax, and allow your fingers and your hands to unbind and unstick and come apart now. Good. Just with Mia, sorry, I forgot. Beavis, you can relax. Mia, I'd like for you to pull your camera way back. Good. Now, I'm thinking in my mind that you are critical-minded, very critical-minded. You don't see the best deal. You don't see trust in other people. You might have a little bit of a trust issue with people that you've just met. Is this correct? Very good. Take both of your hands out in front of you, and please trust me on this, okay? Take one hand, place it palm up, just like this. Now close your eyes and just trust this is going to work, okay? It's inside your mind. It's not mind control. It's your imagination and your creativity that's going to cause this effect. Imagine now, in your palm that's turned up, I place a brick, and I'd like for you to feel the weight of that brick. Good. On your hand that's palm down, imagine I tie a balloon to your wrist. Feel that wrist pull higher and higher. As I add a second brick, it gets heavier and heavier and heavier. A second balloon, it gets higher and higher and higher. A third brick, a fourth brick, a fifth brick, and feel the weight of those bricks. Very good. 10 balloons, 20 balloons, 30 balloons, higher, higher, higher. Good. Now open your eyes. Look at the gap. Even though it's very slight, it did work. This is what's called a waking suggestion, okay? You are hypnotizable. Don't let anybody ever tell you that you're not. Go ahead and relax your hands down now. Now for both of you, sit back in your chair. If your feet are flat on the ground, perfect. If they're not, please get them there.
Maya, you gotta relax yourself too. Yo, relax.
I promise I'm going to give you an extremely relaxed experience. Even if you don't drop into the state, follow my voice and trust it'll work. I promise you're going to feel so relaxed when we're done, okay?
I'm sorry to interrupt you. I think Peaches is trying to join the fun.
Peaches, did you want to join as well? Yeah? Did you do the suggestibility test? No, no,
I'm
no.
high.
Perfect. Um, for Maya and Beavis, just sit back and relax for a second. Sorry, was it Wes?
I'll take Beavis.
Beavis, Wes, perfect. Sit, relax, breathe deep, and just relax for a moment. For Peaches, all right, let me explain the couple of states about the brain and about what happens. You can't get stuck in hypnosis. Hypnosis is not magic. It's nothing mystical. It's something that happens every single day. You don't even know it. It's called theta state. So, have you heard this before? All right, don't worry
I'm
about it.
sorry, you can or you can't?
You cannot get stuck. Like if you've ever watched the movie Office
I feel
Space,
better.
yeah, that doesn't happen. So Peaches, oh, can you still hear me? Okay, cool. Alpha state. Alpha state is extremely awake. It's 180 cycles per second. You can imagine this being in the middle of a big city, rush hour traffic, 7 lanes. Far left-hand lane is where you're at. You need to go over the right-hand lane in less than half a mile. You're gripping the steering wheel. You're signaling. You're looking around. You're extremely awake. This is alpha state. Beta. Beta is 80 cycles per second. You can imagine this getting away from the big city down to 2-lane traffic. All right? During this state, you can turn on the radio. You can look around at the scenery. You're not really concentrated on driving, but you're still driving consciously. Theta. Theta is that weird daydreamy state. This is where hypnosis happens. Imagine this as going down a street, down a road that you've been down 1,000 times, and it's been a long day, and you're just thinking of how good it's going to be to get home, how good it's going to be to get the work clothes off, how good it's going to be to get some dinner, and you missed your turn. You missed a turn that you've taken 1,000 times. What happened? You were in theta. Your subconscious and your conscious mind separated for just a moment. Consciously, you were thinking about something else. Subconsciously, you were driving. Delta is sleep. I'm not going to get into it because we don't do sleep. So, with all of that in mind, Peaches, would you allow me to take you into the state of hypnosis? Perfect. Sit back in your chair for me. Take both your hands, clasp them together in front of you, interlocking the fingers nice and tight. All right, and for everybody else watching, real quick, did you notice the body language that she exhibited whenever she crossed her arms, sitting back? This shows a little bit of distrust. I promise I'm not going to make you take your shirt off, okay? Take both hands, place them out in front of you just like this, interlock the fingers. Make sure that your palms are pressed. Bring that up at 90 degrees. Perfect. Take your index fingers, place them directly up in front of you at eye level. Now in just a moment, I'm going to ask that you separate your fingers and begin to stare at the gap in between your fingers. Don't look at me. I need you to focus and concentrate on the gap. Go ahead and separate your fingers now. And as you begin to concentrate and stare at the gap, I'd like for you to imagine that both of your fingers have just become extremely powerful magnets, and those magnets are going to start pulling closer and closer and closer together now. As you feel this, you can laugh, you can giggle, it just strengthens it as it gets closer and closer and closer until they eventually touch, and they will touch. Good. Once they've touched, just allow them to stick in place. Feel the fingers starting to stick, bind, as if somebody superglued them. Feel the fingers, all of your fingers, beginning to stick, bind tighter and tighter. Feel the palms beginning to press. Feel your hands beginning to press. Continue to concentrate and focus. The more they press, the more they stick. The more they get stuck in place, sticking in place, tighter, 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 and tighter now. Good. You could try to pull them apart, but you'll find the harder you try, the more they will stick in place. The harder you try, the more they will stick. Good. Try now. Try and pull them apart. Great focus. Good. Take a deep breath. Look at me on the camera. Allow your fingers to unbind, unstick now. Coming apart. Very good. Perfect. Go ahead and sit back in your chair, all three of you. Find yourself in a comfortable position.
That's how you gonna do it, Maya?
Very good. Start by taking a deep breath all the way into your lungs, filling them up to the very top. And let that breath all the way out as you feel 10 times more relaxed just by breathing. Another deep breath all the way in to the very top. And all the way out, slowing the bloodstream, slowing the heart. Good. Third deep breath all the way in to the very top. And hold it. 1, 2, 3. And as you let this breath all the way out, close your eyes, sit back, relax, and just listen to my voice. Continue to breathe deep, breathe slow, and just relax. Good. I'd like for you to imagine a feeling of complete relaxation at the very top of your head. Allow this feeling of relaxation to begin to move down across your forehead, down across your eyebrows, and down to the muscles around your eyes. Good. Allow this feeling of relaxation to begin to move into the cheeks and into the jaw and into the muscles around your mouth and down, down, down to your neck. Good. Allow this feeling of relaxation to begin to move down the back of your head, starting from the top and moving down, down, down to the base of your neck. Good. Allow this feeling of relaxation to begin to move into your shoulders and down into your arms and down into your forearms as you just relax. Allow this feeling of relaxation to move into your hands and down into your fingertips and finally out of your body. Good. Allow this feeling of relaxation to move into your shoulder blades and into your shoulders and down your upper back, down your middle back, and down to your lower back. Good. Allow this feeling of relaxation to move into your chest. As you relax, let it move down into your stomach and into your abs. Allow this feeling of relaxation to begin to move into your thighs, the front of the thighs, and the back of the thighs, and down, down, down to your calves. Good. Allow this feeling of relaxation to begin to move into your feet as it drains out of your body and through the floor. Good. Take this feeling of full relaxation over your entire body and let it become warm, as if being wrapped in a blanket. Warm, safe, and secure. Good. In just a moment, I'm going to begin counting down from 5. With every number that I count, I'd like for you to imagine walking down a flight of stairs, with every step going deeper, down, more relaxed. 5, going down, deep down, loose, limp, and relaxed every muscle. 4, continuing down, down, down. Good. Allow every muscle to become loose, limp, and relaxed. 3, like a rag doll that has no bones and has no muscles, it lies there loose, limp, and relaxed. It has nothing to support itself. The same as you lie loose, limp, and relaxed. 2, traveling down deeper, deeper, down. Good. Continue to breathe deep, breathe slow, and just relax. 1, finding yourself down to the last step. Good. Take just a moment to find yourself on the last step. Allow any other thoughts to pass. As you sit comfortably, listen to my voice. On the last number that I count, I'd like for you to imagine that I've pulled the stairs out from under you, and you're going to drop right the way down, right the way deep, to the most relaxed position that you've ever felt. 0, right the way down, right the way deep, all the way down. Good. Take a moment to find yourself in this relaxed state. I'd like for you now to imagine a door in front of you. Step through the door and into your room. This is your room. You can come here anytime you like. You can make it as big or small as you want. Good. You can still hear, you can still concentrate. You're doing wonderful. This is your room. Now, from this point forward, anytime I snap my fingers and say the word sleep, I'd like for you to return to this state. Right the way down, right the way deep, back into your room. The most comfortable, safe, warm feeling you've ever felt. Nod your head when you've accepted the suggestion. Good. Good. Thank you. In just a moment, I'm going to perform what's called fraxation. Fraxation has the same idea as an alarm clock. When an alarm clock goes off in the morning, you wake up, you hit the snooze button, you go back to sleep. The second time the alarm clock goes off, you wake up even more tired, more drowsy than before, you hit the snooze button and go back to sleep. Then on the last time that the alarm clock goes off, you're so tired you didn't even get a good night's rest. You hit the snooze button and go back to sleep. Now to do this, I will count up from 1 to 3. I will say eyes open, wide awake. You'll come back into the room for just a moment, but you will remain completely loose, limp, and relaxed. At that point, I will snap my fingers, say the word sleep, and you'll return right the way down back into your room. 1, 2, 3. Eyes open, wide awake. Come back into the room. Good. Good. Feeling very relaxed, look right here for me and concentrate and sleep right the way down, right the way deep back into your room. Good. 1, 2, 3. Eyes open, wide awake. Come back into the room. Focus right here for me. And sleep right the way down, right the way deep back into your room. Good. 1, 2, 3. Eyes open, wide awake. Come back into the room. Focus. Perfect. Sleep right the way down, right the way deep. Good. Take just a moment to find yourself back in your room, completely loose, limp, and relaxed. On your left wrist, I'd like for you to imagine now that I've tied a balloon. Imagine this balloon pulling on your wrist higher and higher and higher as it begins to fill with helium, becoming bigger and bigger as it floats, drifts, lifts right the way up, becoming weightless and floating up on its own, higher and higher and higher. Good. As much time as it needs to go up, allow it to rise higher and higher and higher. Good. And just have it find itself comfortably floating in place now. Good. In just a moment, I'm going to clap my hands. When I do, those balloons will pop. When they pop, your hand will drop and you will drop even deeper. Now. Good. Completely loose, limp, and relaxed. This is a wonderful state to be in. This is a wonderful, relaxed feeling. From this point forward, anything I say will instantly and automatically become your reality, no matter how strange, no matter how weird it sounds, instantly and automatically becoming your reality. Anything I say. 1, 2, 3. Eyes open, wide awake. Come back into the room. Good. Feeling very relaxed. I've got a magic trick for you. But the cool thing is, no matter what card I show you, that's going to be the card that you were thinking of. All right? I've got a deck of cards right here. Now, mentally, across the internet and across every possible scientific explanation, it's impossible for me to know what card you're thinking of. Go ahead and think of a card right now. But no matter what card you think of, that's the card I'll pull. Ready? Was that your card? Shake your head, yes or no. Good. And sleep right the way down, right the way deep. From this point forward, no matter what card I pull, that was the card that you were thinking of. No matter what card I pull, that's the card you were thinking of. 1, 2, 3, eyes open, wide awake. Come back into the room. I've got a magic trick for you. Just think of a card inside your mind now, and I'm going to pull it. Was that your card? All right, let's take you down deeper, deeper, deeper. Take a deep breath. Sleep right the way down, right the way deep. Good. I'd like for you to feel a pressure in the middle of your forehead pushing back now. Push, 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 push until your head rests comfortably on top of your shoulders, completely relaxed. Push, 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 comfortably back onto your shoulders. Feel that pressure push so it can just sit there and relax comfortably. Good. Take your left hand, place it on top of your head. Now, as you feel it press, I'd like for you to push it into place and imagine it getting stuck there as if I've superglued it, bound it in place, tighter, stuck. No matter how hard you try, you will not be able to remove that hand until I take my hand off my head. Your hand is stuck in place. You can try. It will be stuck until I remove my hand. 1, 2, 3, eyes open, wide awake. Go ahead and try and pull your hand off your head. Try. Find it sticking tighter and tighter. Give it a good tug. Good tug. Lift up with the other hand and try and pull it off. Try. Very good. Now, is it truly stuck to your head? No, it's not. You're still in control the entire time. Does it feel weird when you try and pull it off your head? As if it's supposed to be stuck in place? Good. As easily as it goes on, pops off. There you go. Deep breath all the way into lungs and sleep. Right the way down, right the way deep. Good. Allow yourself to go even deeper. If you need to adjust or get comfortable, go ahead and do so now, finding yourself in a very relaxed, comfortable position. Good. Now just inside your mind, I'd like for you to imagine that you're in a car driving down a country road, and it's a summer day. On the left-hand side, you've got a forest. On the right, you've got a field. The sky is blue, and it's got big, white, fluffy clouds in the air. You can feel the sun coming down on top. Take this and begin to make it real inside your mind. Good. As you drive, you see a tree off on a hill up in the pasture on the right. Stop the car, turn off the engine, and step out. I'd like for you to walk up to the fence that separates the road from the pasture and jump over it. Good. Imagine that you've taken your shoes off, and I'd like for you to feel the grass. Feel the freshly cut grass under your feet. I'd like for you to smell the flowers of the field. You can smell the breeze. You can hear nature, hear birds off in the forest as the sun just beats down on top. It's not hot, but warm. You begin to walk towards the tree at the top of the hill. As you continue to walk, you continue to look around, getting closer and closer. Good. The moment you step under the shade of the tree, it becomes cooler, and you can feel the breeze again, lightly on your face. Sit down next to the tree and lean back. And as you watch the clouds, just imagine their shapes.
beautiful blue sky, whitest clouds you've ever seen. Allow this moment to become your moment of peace and concentration. You can come here inside your mind at any time to relax under the big oak tree, out in the open field, under a blue sky. Take this moment, and I'd like for you to tie it back to your room. Tie it back to a newly created door that you've created for yourself. And you can travel here at any time to just relax. Good. Take a moment to let that become more real, sticking in place. Good. Pull yourself away from the scene and back into your room, back through the door, back into your room. Good. In just a moment, I'm going to bring you up. I'm going to show to you and show to the room how deeply concentrated you are on my voice, on hypnosis, on what's happening now. To do this, I will give you 5 seconds. I will say the word sleep and snap my fingers, but before I reach 5, you're going to drop right the way down, right the way deep, back into your room, no matter how hard you try. 5 seconds, you will drop back into your room, right the way down, right the way deep. 1, 2, 3, eyes open wide awake. Come back into the room. Wonderfully relaxed. With 5 seconds, try and stay awake the best you can. With a nod of your head or a shake of the head, do you feel hypnotized? Not really. That's okay. 5 seconds. Sleep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. Eyes open wide awake. Maybe you weren't ready. 5 seconds. Try and stay awake. Sleep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. 1, 2, 3. Eyes open wide awake. Come back into the room. One of the amazing things about the theta state and about your mind is that you don't realize it. Now, do you think or do you feel hypnotized? It doesn't feel like anything different that you've ever felt before. 5 seconds. Sleep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Very good. Taking all the suggestions except for the ones that you want to allow to stick, allow those to clear now. My snap induction will no longer work from this point forward. Everything that you've taken, you can take with you. You will remember this perfectly. When you come back out of this, give me a second. When you come back out of hypnosis, you're going to feel like you just had a 10-hour nap and a 5-hour full body massage. Here you go. 5-hour full body massage, 10-hour nap. You're going to feel great. You're going to feel wonderful. To bring you out of hypnosis, I'm going to count up from 1 to 5, and we're going to bring all that energy back into your body that I took out at the very beginning. 1, feel the energy coming back into your feet, back into your calves. 2, feel the energy back into your thighs, back into your abs. 3, beginning to take a deep breath, filling up the chest full of fresh energy. 4, feel that energy down to your arms, all the way through your head. 5, eyes open, wide awake, big stretch, back into the room. How do you feel?
Really relaxed. I enjoyed that.
My turn. Let's go.
Let me stop the well, I guess I could go straight into it. How long have I been recording? Ugh.
Is there anybody else that wants to try and jump into this?
Are you recording? Hold on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
he's recording
recording?
this right
You
now.
Yes.
what the fuck? I gotta go.
Too late. Too late for that.
Of course I'm recording. How am I going to post it to my YouTube page?
I mean, he's a hypnotist. He actually came in here, recorded us last night. I mean, the things that he has you does is nothing outrageous. So, for the most part, we don't mind.
I think like a couple of parts of that I had kind of trouble like concentrating.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was like focused on breathe deeply, like imagine. Like I was imagining kind of like too hard. It wasn't really coming like as natural for me.
Yeah. Can't be hypnotized and Peaches. Peaches, you were moving around way too much. You've got something else on your mind and can't be
I'm
hypnotized.
high. That's why.
You can be hypnotized. I promise, because the difference in your hands and everything else that was going on. Do you have something else that's going on inside the room? Do you have a TV on? Is there noise going on in the other room? Anything like that?
I can still hear like planes passing by, cars driving by.
Mm-hmm.
Is that it?
Yeah, stuff like that. I had one guy I was taking into
I gotta
hypnosis.
try again, like in a different. That was cool though. Like meditating though, like that was really nice.
Mm-hmm. And that's meditation is the same thing, but you're doing it yourself. The only difference between meditation and hypnosis is I'm guiding the process. That's it.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Cause like it reminded me of like you ever do yoga and at the end of it all, like your body's exhausted and you do the cool down and you kind of like let yourself slip out. Yeah. Maybe like in a more comfortable setting or something. I see where it's going. Like is it somewhere near like lucid dreaming and shit?
Kind of like lucid dreaming, yes. Because your subconscious mind is in sleep mode and you're consciously waking up.
Right.
So, real
like
quick,
in the mornings, like when I hit my
Real quick, I gotta end the recording. Thank you to everybody that was watching. Hit like or subscribe, or both, preferably both. Thank you to WOC Lounge again, and thank you for Wes. Is it Wes, right? Wes. Thank Wes. Big round of applause for Wes. Good night, everybody.